Warriors, listen to survivors spoken like a John. What am I talking about? I'm up in arms, warriors, as are many survivors of human trafficking and sexual exploitation. Let me tell you about John Oliver. I will admit, warriors, I never watched his show once last week with John Oliver, which airs on HBO on Sunday evenings, but it was brought to my attention last Sunday, February 27th. He did an entire program. Oh, it was so funny in his British accent, his John Oliver way about the sex worker. If you're familiar with the Warriors, and if you're watching this, I think you are, there is no such thing as a sex worker. Sex is not work. I did watch, I forced myself, because I can't comment or talk to you about any of these subjects unless I actually read the book or watch the segment or listen. So it was sheer torture for me to watch John Oliver and his faux punniness and his jokes about the sex trade with the punched up laughter. Now, remember, warriors, I have worked in the entertainment business. It is nothing but punched up laughter, line after line after the delivery of these. Oh, well, being a sex worker, it's like, eating a Subway sandwich. It's better than eating a Subway sandwich. At least, with a sex worker, where you're eating. It's hard for me to even get these words out. But here's the point, warriors. I'm tired of the media being this useless, horrible, forced everything upon society, and keep in mind upon our children. I take great offense that HBO and John Oliver, who has a platform, and I don't even know if it's tremendous because, frankly, I don't believe any of the stats or demos, anything I read, because I know how the business works. But to use his platform and to present a show about the sex worker. Now, it might be fine if you presented both sides of the sex trade. This was very one-sided. It was very lighthearted, or at least that's how they described it, and heartwarming. And I'm tortured by hearing that canned laughter, something that went out in 1965, because there's nothing funny about the sex trade. He should have presented, if he's going to do this, do it the right way, John Oliver. Present survivors also of the sex trade, because you will learn truths, facts, and I believe in freedom of speech, as do you, warriors, I'm sure. So present both sides and let the listener or the viewer decide what they want to participate in. I believe in the equality model. We all want to decriminalize those in the sex trade and not hold them responsible, those prostituted people, those vulnerable people. Look at the stats. I put up a wonderful video from World Without Exploitation on my Twitter and Facebook at Lynn's Warriors. I urge all of you to go and look at this. These are real survivors, real people who have been in the sex trade, men and women. Hear what they have to say. Girls and women of color, people of color, vulnerable. But to make such a lighthearted program and to be laughing and to punch in that laughter is despicable and disgraceful. So I'm urging all of you, there's nothing funny about the sex trade. We want you to know about the equality model. And the best way to do that is always go to lynswarriors.org, news and take action and research, but also go to equalitymodelnewyork.org. Read exactly what the equality model is. We want to help, if they want help, those prostituted and help them exit the sex trade. We do want to hold responsible, and listen to me, warriors, those who cause harm. And that would be the sex buyers, the brothel owners, the pimps, and the traffickers. Illicit spa owners. It's time. They're preying on society. It's escalating. It's getting worse. The demand is for children, younger and younger. Complete breakdown of society. So I want all of us to start stepping up and stepping out and hold those who cause harm. And you know what, warriors? That is John Oliver. That is HBO. HBO pulling John Oliver's little marionette strings so he can laugh and chuckle about the sex trade and ha and eating at Subway. Well, you know what, warriors? I don't even know if John Oliver has children, but I bet if he does, he doesn't want his little boy or girl growing up to be a sex worker. I bet John, with his big salary from HBO, doesn't want a brothel next door. So you see, corporate media, we must start holding them responsible. We must start holding these quote unquote hosts responsible. I'm urging all of you, again, go to Lynn's Warriors, Facebook, Twitter, look at the HBO piece. Also, look at World Without Exploitation I posted on Twitter and Facebook at Lynn's Warriors and see the rebuttal. I don't even want to call it a rebuttal. See survivors, see real life, see reality. I mean, that's being a warrior. These people are warriors. We have work to do, warriors. So I'm urging all of you, contact HBO, contact Last Night with John Oliver. What's the point of these horrible shows? Low viewership, forced, ads for things we don't want. It's 2022. A lot has changed in the last couple of years. It's time for all of us to step up and step out. So again, I want you to all go to Lynn's Warriors, go to News and Take Action. I am going to be posting a petition that you can all add your name, your zip code, hit send. Let's hold HBO and John Oliver responsible. If you can't do any of that, warriors, I ask you to retweet my tweet. Go look at the tweets under Lynn's Warriors and just take the one about HBO and John Oliver, and you've done your part, because I can't do this alone. We can't do this alone. We need all of you. But I want to leave you with this. Always, when you hear about human trafficking and sexual exploitation, listen to survivors. John Oliver, you're talking like a John. That's all I have to say. So with that, warriors, go out today and every day. Protect our children. Protect yourselves. Learn what this is all about, because it's an escalation. It's not going away. And I guarantee you, when it hits you in your home, and it will for most of you in one way or another, whether it's your child, something happens on the internet, on their laptop, on their phone, they see something, school, outside of school, friends, television, look at the media. It's pushing it. It's normalizing this sexualization of our society, all geared and aimed towards our youth. It's time for us as the adults, the parents and the grandparents, to stand up and fight this in any way we can. I'm doing a lot of work for you. If you just retweet one of my tweets about this, you've done your job. So remember, today and every day, I thank you. Join me, join us, protect our children, and be a warrior.